Today I'm visiting one of the most famous tourist destinations in Costa Rica, an area called Arenal. Let's see if I can find some authentic Costa Rican experiences here, or if it's just tourist traps all over the place. The small town of La Fortuna is where most people end up when they visit Arenal. La Fortuna means the fortune, and there's a rumor that it got its name because it was spared when the Arenal Volcano erupted. That rumor is of course complete rubbish. La Fortuna has been called La Fortuna since long before the latest Arenal Volcano eruption cycles. Instead, it got its name from the fertile lands in these surroundings. Around 15,000 people live in La Fortuna, and it's an extremely popular town because of its closeness to the Arenal Volcano and the Arenal National Park. And also because of the huge amount of tourist activities in this area. There's hiking, canyoning, ATV riding, and whitewater rafting, and chocolate making tours, and coffee making tours, and wildlife rescue centers, and zip lines through the rainforests, and suspended bridges, and a whole lot more. This is quite frankly a tourist playground. So let me show you a little bit of what you can see and do here. Something you have to do in Arenal is canyoning or rappelling. It's where you lower yourself down a sheer cliff wall straight into waterfalls. After a short but extremely bumpy ride, you're finally ready for some action. I actually forgot to bring my GoPro, so I'm gonna find some other footage of more good-looking people to insert here for your benefit. It's very popular to hike around the majestic Arenal Volcano. Most trails will take you just a couple of hours. Just keep in mind, you're not allowed to climb to the top, I asked. This plant is used against stomach aches and hangovers. And it tastes horrible. Up there, behind the clouds, is supposedly the Arenal Volcano. They say so, at least. Something to keep in mind is that the weather in Arenal can be a bit finicky. Right now it's blazing sun, as you can see, it's probably 27 degrees. But when I arrived, it was pouring down. So bring a rain jacket, even if it looks like this today. Something you don't want to miss a little bit outside of La Fortuna is the La Fortuna Waterfall, which is, well, a big waterfall, but it's really impressive. And there's an orchid garden on the way down to the waterfall. I was expecting some more orchid flowers, but maybe it's not the right season. There's about 3 billion steps down to the waterfall. Good thing I wore my chafing flip-flops, right? Oh right, you need to get up again later. I guess this is the kiddie pool if you don't want to bathe next to the waterfall. Vagabond Thermal Resort and Spa is the oldest and most famous thermal spa in Arenal, and it costs a lesser fortune to get in here, but it is pretty impressive. The spa covers a huge area with swimming pools and gardens and lots of hot water. There are two rivers coming down from the Arenal Volcano, one with hot water and one with cold water, and they mix them here at Vagabond, a little bit like mixing tap water. to get the different temperatures for the different pools. I need to get changed so I can jump in water, but let me show you a little bit more of this place. As an alternative to Vagabond and the other hot spring resorts, you can just go down to the hot river and dip yourself for free. A completely official way to get free access to the hot springs river. I have a slight suspicion this place isn't open any longer. The Arenal Volcano is one of 5 active volcanoes in Costa Rica, and it's located 90 kilometers northwest of San Jose. It's 1,633 meters tall and has a crater that's 140 meters in diameter. Technically, Arenal is an active volcano, but it's been dormant for long periods of time, hundreds of years actually. Up until 1968, when it suddenly erupted and destroyed the small town of Vagabond. The eruption continued for quite a few years after 1968, all the way up until 2010 actually, making it one of the longest volcano eruptions in history. But now this fiery giant is silent once again, and it's been sleeping peacefully since 2010. But who knows how long. The national park surrounding the Arenal volcano is a huge area filled with biological and geologic complexity. There's actually not just one but 2 volcanoes in the area, Arenal Volcano and Chato volcano. There's also rivers and lakes and rainforests and lava fields from where the Arenal volcano erupted earlier, primarily in 1968. There's also lots of birds and other types of wildlife, but you'll see most of that if you take one of the skywalks. Costa Rica in general has great biodiversity, and Arenal is actually one of the most popular places to visit in the country. Partly it's because of the closeness to San Jose and all the activities and all the fun you can have here, but the place is pretty magnificent by itself as well. A tour guide told me of something dangerous when walking in the Costa Rican rainforest. Apparently you have to watch out for bandits. White-faced capuchin monkeys steal everything, and they also beat up other animals with sticks. So they're cute, but they're cute little hooligans, apparently called the bandits of Costa Rica. There seems to be a crazy amount of cars in Costa Rica. I imagine that Americans feel right at home. One thing that surprised me about doing activities in Arenal is that you have to pre-book and prepay a lot more compared to, for example, traveling in Asia. So keep that in mind if you're traveling last minute or if you want to keep your schedule open. Getting to Arenal is quite easy. I recommend taking a shared shuttle from San Jose if that's where you're starting out. It's a good compromise between convenience and cost. And speaking of cost, many places in Costa Rica mostly have expensive hotels and resorts, but Arenal also caters to a backpacking crowd. I chose to stay at a place called Arenal Poshpacker. Yep, pretty posh for a backpacker place. If you want to stay at fancier places, you could go for the Arenal Observatory Lodge, which is closer to the Arenal Volcano and the hiking trails. Or you could splurge and stay at the Vagabond Resort or any of the other hot spring resorts. If you come to Arenal for complete relaxation, that might be the best option for you. But personally, I prefer to stay closer to town, closer to all the restaurants, but most importantly, closer to all the bars. I hope you enjoyed this quick little look at Arenal, one of Costa Rica's most popular tourist destinations. Like and subscribe, but most importantly, have a great day.